the women today,
What?
they didn't televise it, but I saw the results. DePaul beat Oklahoma 104 to 100.
In girls basketball?
Yeah, a lot of defense in that game.
They didn't play any defense.
They, they just run up and down the floor and shot.
That's all they did, yeah. Or that one just sitting the snowbird under the basket.
Did you ever consider maybe it was an ineffective defense?
I think it's definitely ineffective if it existed at all. What do you got on there? You got any porno?
Yeah, porno was
Whoops.
encrypted.
Cool it. Better cool it. Selma.
As long as you don't get us sued, I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get you sued.
As long as they sue you, I don't care.
Yeah, I tell old Putin, you move into Ukraine proper, you're gonna be fighting a damn guerrilla war for the next 20 years.
Oh, Mark Blakely, have you seen him on TV? Running for public defender. Mark Blakely, he's from Scott County. He claims he ain't much kin to Dub Blakely. Dub was the road superintendent in Scott County that they actually threw him out of office because he was so crooked. I mean, didn't vote him out. I mean, he had to leave.
There was another Blakely over there back years ago.
There.
Can't remember his name.
Mark, when you ask him if he's any kin to Dub, he said, oh, we're distant. He don't want to claim any kin to him.
Was there another politician over there named Blakely? Back
Over the years, I'm sure there has
40
been.
years ago? Some strange name.
I had a cousin that was sessions judge over there back before they had to be a lawyer. You could be a sessions judge whether you were a lawyer or not. You just had to get elected.
Davy Crockett was a judge.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He made a bad judgment going to Texas.
Yeah. Well, it just cause he
wasn't that he went to Texas, he went to the wrong part of Texas.
Yeah, he backed up on that there Andy Jackson fella.
Yeah, he should have gone to the
Jackson
panhandle.
got him beat, and he said, you fellas can go to hell, I'm going to Texas.
He should have gone to the panhandle part.
Yeah, he went to the wrong place.
He went to the wrong part.
But he run a delaying action so the Yellow Road to Texas could go down and entice Santa Ana to sleep late, and Sam Houston worked him over.
Worked him over while he was...
Bob got a phone call.
He ain't talking to nobody.
Oh, Davy Crockett, they sure built a
a
lot of myth up around him, didn't they?
Walt Disney made a fortune off of him.
Yeah.
He was the first guy, I mean, that's when they found out about television marketing, and we all bought us a coonskin cap.
I had a little coonskin cap back when I was a little tyke, yeah.
I wouldn't go to Disneyland
I used to know all 33 verses of that song.
Born on a mountaintop, Tennessee, green is state in the land of the free, raised in the woods, so when you was a tree.
It looks like the
Killed him at the bar when he was only
Bring
3.
in here, we'll drag up a chair over here. I'll get in Jerry's glass.
You ain't a bad bunch.
Yeah, I know.
Well, better get out, get to be friends over there, you won't fit.
Mars there, buddy, you want to unplug us. There we go.
We've been unplugged before around here.
We stay unplugged, I believe.
Yeah, might as well stay that way. We don't know what to do when we're plugged in. We're on the internet, by the way.
Are we on?
Yeah, you can talk all you want
Hey, folks,
to. Don't libel us.
This is a reality show that you're watching from Lafayette, Tennessee, US of A.
But there's something I thought you'd be interested in.
Right.
Well,
Lost
the track.
lost one of your acquaintances.
I did.
Yep. Sure did, you lost an acquaintance.
He wasn't murdered, was he?
No, he went of natural causes, but he was dead.
Y'all remember old Sutton used to work down at the dump?
Sutton? I don't know.
I've got his book.
He's the one that walked around dead for the past 10 years,
Oh,
and
well.
he just realized he
Hazel
was
Valley.
this morning.
Yeah, okay.
What do you do?
He was a World War II pilot.
Hazel Valley. Nobody.
Uh,
I thought that was
his
just a
book,
place in fiction.
his book is titled Man from Hazel Valley.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I've got a copy of it. If my ex-wife didn't steal it.
Now, when you take community property, it's not called stealing, it's called sharing.
Yeah. Hey, folks, we have got some, technical stuff going on out over the, web right now and over the radio. I guess, and what's it going, just going out over the radio, the other,
You know, we're just on the internet right now.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, TV.
Okay, all right. But I mean, the stuff you're running.
We ain't doing nothing right now. They're fixing to put us on the air though.
Oh, okay, all right,
Let me see where we're at right now.
okay.
I think they started talking.
Well, he's sure done along.
Well, we're not going to interfere with
Hush
that.
a minute. They're playing that Butterbean
Oh,
thing.
there you go, playing Butterbean. What's the difference between a lima bean and a butter bean? They are different, you know that?
One of them's green and the other ain't.
Well, you can get multicolored butter beans, white butter beans, you know. But a butter bean is a little more rounded, it's not shaped kind of like a,
No, I'll keep that in mind. We need some of that lime's what we need.
yeah, there you go. Butter beans are good, they're somewhat maybe between a
Well,
lime,
get ready now. I'm gonna tell you when you're on there, on the radio.
somewhat between a lima bean and a, navy bean.
Take off from Hazel Valley, not Man from Hazel Valley. Take off.
Tell them who we are, Bob. We're on the
All right,
radio.
yeah, hey folks, welcome to the 1450 WLAF, Follick, Tennessee. This is the Wild Bob Show, serving you up a bowl of butter beans or what else you want. I'm happy to have a guest tonight along with me and Ronnie, R.L. Henson and Jerry Kidd, that was guaranteed to be a brain trust that you cannot trust.
Well, I don't know about that now, Bob.
Well, I don't know, you look at what all we've come up with and, you know.
I think you can trust anything Mr. Henson over there tells you. If it's anybody from Hazel Valley you gotta worry about.
Right. Yeah, you do that. We're welcome to have you, we're glad to have you here with us today, and we know we got some friends that listen down on the Mountain Road in Caryville, because I was just down there a while ago, and they said it's gonna be right on the radio just as soon as we come on today, so we got one listener.
Well, speaking of Mr. Henson there, I learned more about trout fishing in a 5-minute conversation with him than I have in my entire life.
Did you say
About trout fishing?
Trout fishing, yeah. My daddy, he used to fish with dynamite, generators, shotguns, high-powered rifles.
Hack sticks, what we use.
Did you ever hear a book called Trout Fishing in America?
No, never have.
You know them burps they have on the back
Are
cover?
you talking about trout fishing or trout fishing?
Trout.
Okay,
They're
No, we know about that trot line fishing.
okay, all right.
Trout fishing in America was submitted to this year publisher, and the guy didn't read it, of course, he just sent it back. And it became a bestseller later on. And this guy wrote this burb for the back of the, what is it, Ike? Blurb, yeah, blurb for the back of the back cover. And it said, A few months ago, I received this manuscript from a guy named Bronigan, who had this book called Trout Fishing in America. I gather from the reviews that it is not about trout fishing in America.
I heard that. Now, I've never seen the book
And
or
it
read
was a
it,
bestseller.
but I heard it didn't have a thing to do with trout fishing.
No.
But now, Mr. Henson knows trout fishing, and he learned me, more in 5 minutes than I'd learned my whole life on my own.
All that useless trivia.
Well, stuff that works, makes it work.
Okay.
I used to fish with a high-powered rifle out of the bluff down there at the hill. And you see them big old gars swimming up the creek, you know what a gar is? And I hate them things anyhow. I'd sit up there on the bluff and I'd see one go down and I'd shoot somewhere close to him and the concussion would knock him out. I'd go down and grab him and throw him out on the bank, let the possums get him.
Have you ever took one
Huh?
and took a stick and propped its mouth open? And,
What, a gar?
yeah, and turned it loose?
No.
I've seen them where they had their mouth broke open and go back in.
Well, you can take a stick and they'll put you on a show.
Right,
They can't close their mouth and
right,
they'll do sort of
right.
all sorts of things.
I've never done that. I've heard of that before, but
Is that like firecrackers on a cat's tail?
Don't know about that now.
I laugh.
We can tell all kinds of them old farm stories. Some of them I don't believe you can tell on the air, but
right. Yeah, folks, we got a pretty good accumulation of local wit and intelligence and splattered with a little bit of backwardness, and I guess that explains us.
Well, my daddy was a great redneck fisherman. He knew all the tricks about a quarter stick of dynamite.
I can tell you about that.
And high-powered rifles, shotguns.
Sanes.
No, that was too much work. He wouldn't do that.
I used to know a guy, I still know a guy that used to fish with dynamite.
No, we used to.
He was right-handed, they called him Big Lefty, he's also known as Stubby.
They called him Lefty after he went.
You think I'm lying, but I'd take you to him.
He was cutting his fuses too short.
Yeah.
have you ever seen a place that's been dynamited, an enclosure?
No.
I saw one time squirrel hunting, and this enclosure's that close to where you're from.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, off in the distance, I thought it was leaves on top of the water. I got down to closer inspection, it wasn't. It was everything of any size was gone, but the small ones were left, and they were still had some wiggle to them,
Yeah.
but they was on top of the water,
Right,
on their sides.
right. Oh, I've seen them. I've waited out there after shooting dynamite with 5-gallon buckets and tubs and load them up. They won't let you fish with dynamite anymore.
You know, it's getting so hard to get good bait.
Yeah.
You gotta have a federal permit to buy bait anymore. They're not gonna follow you, you light it.
I just thinking about that, for what it would cost you to acquire it.
Long John Silver's a big good
Oh,
business.
yeah, it'd be a whole lot better, a lot cheaper, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm gonna make an admission today. You know, I throw off an awful lot on the law enforcement, you know, and there's efforts to incarcerate me.
Yeah.
And but I'm gonna have to admit something. Day before yesterday, I was taking somebody to the hospital in Oak Ridge, and
You used to take somebody last week.
what?
Got a lot of sick people in your family. You used to take somebody last week.
This wasn't a routine call. It was somebody that was hurting real bad.
Okay.
And naturally, all these synchronized traffic lights we have down to the valley, every one of them caught me, you know, and I was trying to run within the speed limit. So I finally got on the interstate and I made good time. I was going to Oak Ridge, I made good time, and I turned off to go through Lake City. And when I did, this pickup truck with about 3 2x4s in it come by in front of me, and a new Chrysler 300 following right behind him. Well, I pull out and I get in the left lane because the right lane ends, you know, and I didn't want to go down there and get in front of him. I was afraid Barney would be sitting around somewhere. So I fell in behind these two. And they went a grand, they may have got up to 25 mile an hour one time, but mostly it was just a little over 20 mile an hour, all the way out through Lake City, all the way out past that school that's abandoned out there on the right, and that's where the pickup truck turned off. And then the Chrysler 300 continued at about 20 to 25 mile an hour. Where you get out there, the road splits and it becomes a 4-lane, you're on pace lane. So I pulled out past Chrysler 300. You might have known he would at that moment decide he was going to speed up, which everybody does when they won't speed up where you can't pass, but when you get where you can pass, they speed up.
Did you notice whether he was from Ohio or not?
No, they were from Tennessee. I didn't notice what they
Just
were.
recently made his license.
Yeah. So, the old truck I got, it looks bad, but it will get up and run. So I just kicked it on down, went out around it, and just as I got around it, I saw Barney sitting down there in the bottom. I said, oh, my goodness. That's exactly what I said. And I pulled back in, slowed back down. Well, sure enough, here he come after me. Okay? And he pulled me over, and I told him, I said, look, I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, I know I got up a little too fast to get around that car, but I said, I'd followed them people all the way through the frolic at 20 mile an hour, and I said, right where we get to where we pass, they speed up. He says, I know, I see that a lot. Said, let me check your license. So I went back there and he checked my license. He come back, he said, and you just drive a little bit slower the rest of the way. I said, I sure will, and I did. Well, I got to thinking about it. You know, if I had received that ticket, the court cost in Anderson County is $180. Okay, so that would have cost me $180 plus the fine. Okay, whatever that might be.
That's only if you go to court, though.
Second, I went.
How do you know so much about the court costs in Anderson County?
Huh?
How do you know so much about the court costs in
Because I
Anderson?
was told about an officer that pulled me over one night several months ago, and he said I waited to pull you over until you got into Campbell County because the court cost is less there than it is now.
And you say they ain't good people?
He let me go anyhow.
But you gotta go to court
Yeah.
for court costs.
Right, I know that.
You can mail in just the fine and you don't have to pay the
Okay,
court costs.
well, what I'm saying is, if I'd gone to court, the court cost would have been $180 plus the fine. Plus, either way you go, I would probably got, what, 2 or 3 points on my license, which would have cost me an additional $200 to $300 a year for at least 3 years, so that's $1,000. If I got that ticket, we were talking about somewhere $1,100, that it would have cost me. So, I mean, that's not bad for.
Now, this person you took to the hospital, did they recover, survive, or
I
die?
went over there and they were pretty bad. That little girl was pregnant down there and she was hurt.
Not to be confused with them goats.
No, it wasn't one of my goats. I would have probably been driving faster if it was one of my goats. But no, they checked her out and she did have an affliction, but it wasn't as serious as they thought it was.
That's good.
But that's one reason I intend to stay within the speed limit, except when I'm in a hurry and ain't nobody looking.
Yeah, okay.
Gentlemen, how's the local politics are going?
I made up this thing. If you bear with me, because if I talk long, I start coughing. But I had kind of this rant I done when I was out walking and kind of put it together. And if you fellas let me play that, I'll just hush and not say anything else. You
I
guys can
cannot
talk
say
rest
the
of the
same thing.
if you can stand it, here it goes. I got it here somewhere.
All right, so we're gonna be treated.
You bet.
I am recording this way that I can get it done and not be coughing, and I'm gonna save it and let these other guys do all the talking they want to do. But what I wanted to say was, we've recently had these tour people in. We had them in here, and they're finding all the great things about Campbell County. I just hope to have an opportunity to enjoy our walking trail that goes over and look at the city sewage processing plant. We can almost see it. And I'm really hoping they get to go out to Money Hole Park and see where they've been dumping that sand on the beach. I think it's going to wash away sooner or later, but they've already spent, I'm going to say at least $3,000, $3,500. Well, in normal talking, $3,000, $3,500, since this is a government project, probably cost a whole lot more than that, but they've been piling sand out to Money Hole Park, and it's going to wash away, but at least we'll get to enjoy it if it rains a few times. And mostly I would just like to say that we've got some great central planners. I hope that they took those people up to tour our library, which has a distinction of being the only public library in the state of Tennessee that has a porta potty out back. And believe it or not, when I said distinction, that was not a play on words. I didn't mean to imply anything. Well, I guess I'll just hush and listen to these other guys talk today.
I ain't done yet.
Somehow with a new energy, global warming strategy. We're supposed to let our government make our decisions for us so we do well. Let me tell you about decisions the government making central planning. We had a while back some planners who decided that we ought to build a road up on top of the mountain up there and obligated us to that thing. It really cost us a whole lot more than it eventually did, because we had a road commissioner with that bugs and go out and do the thing. But that was some of your planning. Where did that go? We had, at the same time, these people planning for us to base our economy on tourism, because it was clean, easy, not a major investment. But we carried on it. When the economy was going booming along, we were taking in a lot of money from tourists, and we was going to grow, so we planned that way, or they planned that way. Nobody made the business decision that any good, simple-minded businessman knows that first thing goes bad when the economy takes a downturn is tourism and vacations and stuff like that. But our well-meaning and all-knowing county and city government, especially the county, based everything on tourism. How's that worked out for you? Then we had these same people that listened to Barack Obama promise us that he was going to put the coal industry out of business. Yet we counted on a constant supply of severance money to fund our county, partially fund our county. Well, by doing that, what we ended up doing was obligating ourselves to several different projects. New street office building that we built, we sold property at a discount and lost money on that deal, something we could have got bailed out. For a place to store voting machines, we built 2/3 of a building, spent more than, we could read some, storage buildings we put in. No, it didn't work. We had to build a building. While we had buildings standing empty, belonging to the county, and we were giving schoolhouses away. Also, the same thing for the central office, we had school buildings that we practically gave away. Some we did actually trade away, and that would have done for the central office, and this is no mind whatsoever to what can be done remotely. Now, we didn't need a central office. We needed to farm our school running people out, and they can work by the internet. The city of Five builds a library. When libraries are kind of like stagecoaches in the internet age. Then we had this Money Hole Park. Now these are the same people. Money Hole Park manager, we pour money down a hole. We have a city of Five bloody water controllers that don't go anywhere because they get a matching grant that's actually they have to put up money to build something they don't need. They got no use for. But this is all central planning, and they want us to let them plan more and more of our lives. I don't think so, but I'm sure they'll do it. But how stupid can we be?
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy.
That wasn't me on the end.
Your voice and accent changed awful quick.
That wasn't me on the end. I'm done, fellas.
Hey, I want to say something about this central planning. You know, North Lake is 6 times bigger than Dale Hollow in Pickett County. But yet, Dale Hollow brings in 10 times the tourist revenue. Now, what are they doing over there different from what we're doing over here?
Maybe the water's wetter.
You think? Maybe the fish bite better or something, I don't know. But Dale Hollow brings in 10 times the revenue as North Lake, and North Lake is 6 times bigger and covers, what, 5 counties, 4 counties?
I never had to
Let me
get,
ask you something. When you say it brings in more revenue, in what form? Where's the, are they charging admission there, or where's the?
No, it's what they call tourist revenue.
Okay.
Motels, hotels, boating fees, sale of fishing licenses, boat rentals.
That's easy to explain. Here at Norris Lake, there is no fee to use the Greenleaf Hotel. You know what the Greenleaf Hotel is, don't you?
No, I'm not
It's out
familiar.
under the bushes.
Well, also, we're not getting any money from that convention center either, are we?
Well, I don't think we would either, you know, but, you know, actually there are practically no commercial establishment or way to make money around North Lake, and the only way they would ever put one in is if it were by a non-profit organization. There's just such a squeeze and a resentment against anybody that wants to put in a operation around that lake that will generate money. Do you tell me what we've got around the lake?
We have all kinds of boat docks, but they still don't bring in the revenue that they bring in over at Dale Hollow.
Well, maybe there's not as many boats docking. And that's what I'm saying. What do you want to put your boat in here? Can you, well, you take like Culloden Lake, I believe that's one that you can ride up and watch and be part of the Tennessee Navy.
If you take Lake Cumberland up Sunset today, the revenue they generate. Now, they're bigger than North Lake, but yet they market in north of those lakes, Dale Holland and Lake Cumberland.
Yeah.
They market in Lexington and Cincinnati. They ain't a doctor in Cincinnati that don't have a boat or a houseboat or a fishing boat or something on Lake Cumberland or Dale Holland.
Right.
Now, why can we not use the same marketing strategies here that they use up there?
Well, let me ask you something.
Or do they even want to?
Let me ask you, this advisory board that more or less determines what happens on North Lake, how many members do they have in that?
Are you talking about the secret, non-certified organization that is not established by law or legislature?
I'm talking about TWRA.
And they have like 20-something members,
And
the majority of the group
from Knox
from
County.
Knox County, which
That's what
does not border.
That's what
North
I was
Lake.
getting to.
Well, there we go. We're letting people run our lake that has no standing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was getting at.
So you give your lake away to people that aren't even on, don't even have the lake. They got their own lake down there, Loudon Lake.
Why you wouldn't be able to do that if we can give away the internet? How come we can't give North Lake away?
It appears we already have.
All right, on both counts.
Now, are these members in Knox County, most of them land developers? That'd be a good thing to look
Well,
into.
that's one thing.
Or do they have connection with land
That's
developers?
one thing that kept development down around North Lake, all these land developers. Oh, you can't put that there, it'll ruin my chances to sell these lots for $100,000. But what I want to know is, we're talking about on the local scene here, how much has the villages out here cost the county is what I'd like to know. You had all these grandiose plans for the villages out there, and then I believe...
Yeah, but we're like Alaska. They got a bridge to nowhere. We got an exit to nowhere.
Right.
A multi-million-dollar exit to nowhere.
You talking about up
I mean,
on the
you
mountain
know,
up here.
Alaska ain't got a thing on us.
Right.
But it goes, it goes through. That's true.
How's them boys gonna get in there and steal that copper out of the ground if they don't have access?
I'll tell you what, that's,
Now, gentlemen, on North Lake, even though the size of the lake, one of the things that'll be a determining factor is if a large percentage of the shoreline is controlled by the TWRA. And that's what I'm trying to
And TVA.
of course. But Central Peninsula takes a lot of your shoreline off that. I mean, the peninsula comes all the way down and back up to the forks of the river. And you can only develop, one side and the other side. That's all taken out. Then, really, right now, the economy is what kills a lot of your entertainment right now. When people have to decide as to whether they're going to buy essentials or whatever, the wise person, the first thing they'll give up if they're in a squeeze is entertainment or enjoyment or whatever to survive. And that's going to be the first thing that goes in a bad economy. There's still people who are financially able, but if you talk to the people that are in the business of selling what I call the high dollar toys, I'm talking about the boats and four-wheelers and all this stuff, they're the ones that hurts pretty much first. And I think a lot of the docks will be the same thing. There's many, many different aspects that'll affect this thing. Now, what real estate that's available around the North Lake, I'm going to say at least 90% of it's already been developed. And as far as privately owned.
What's feasible?
Yeah, and a lot of it that we wouldn't consider feasible years ago has been developed.
Unfeasible has been developed.
But you don't have a lot of access to the lake except at the designated places. Used to, you go anywhere you wanted to. Of course, it didn't cost you anything either. The economy, local economy, wasn't making a great lot off of it. We've made an attempt in different directions, and one of the things was that hotel motel tax, and I don't know how well it's done. But my understanding, some people would probably go to the other side of the lake